Dunbarton Board of Selectmen for Thursday, June 28th, 2018. All three selectmen are present, the town administrator is present. Recording for the public is Leo Martell. We're missing our recorder, we have a secretary to record, and Lean is gonna take any extra notes for her to supplement.
It's already there.
Oh, it's over there? Oh,
Running.
right there,
It's
yeah.
running.
It is. We've got a little bit of
It's
that.
behind the table.
Got a little bit of that.
Okay, first thing on the agenda, Bob, we have some minutes.
Yeah, motion to accept the minutes as amended for June 14th.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Dave, you next. I think we got two sets for you.
I'll make a motion to accept the non-public meeting minutes as written. And these ones began at 7:34 PM on June 14th.
I'll second that. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye. I'll make another motion to accept the non-public June 14th sealed meeting minutes from 7:47 PM.
I'll second that. Any discussion on those? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye. How's it feel to come in second all the time? Gotta have some fun.
Absolutely.
Hey, why don't you guys tell me we were in yellow tonight?
Get with the program, will you?
I thought that was you calling, but it was going out the door.
Leo got the memo.
We got
These are
something to
getting
see.
sealed, right? Okay.
Okay, while Bob's working on that, I just wanna say early this year, we had picked Dunbarton Fuel as our agent to deliver fuel to the town offices. And we got a great example of the customer service he provided to the town of Dunbarton. It appears that there was about 1,000 gallons of fuel left over in the fuel tank at the school, which had to be removed. And it's hard to pick up a fuel tank and dispose of fuel. And on a moment's notice, I think it was less than 1 day notice, Lean,
We were working on it all last Friday, but he was right on it for me,
he recaptured the fuel by pumping it out and redistributed it to the various town offices, and if there was any left over, he gave us a credit for it. And so the thing is, that's the type of service you don't get from a regular fuel company. So I just wanna say thank you to Dunbarton Fuel and the good work of Lean and doing
Yeah.
coordination on that.
but I do wanna recognize that the fuel came from the school's tanks and they offered it to the town, so.
Right, and so kudos to the school too, because they were caught a little bit of pickle, and I think that everyone worked together to make it happen, so it was a good thing for the town.
Yeah, I think they're actually keeping the balance of fuel on reserve for us, right?
Yes, they are, 530 something, I think it was.
So we'll be able to use it this following fall.
Yeah.
And they filled all of the different town facilities with as much as they could.
Okay, I'm gonna skip over town business, we'll come right back to it. I have to go to, since I have the transfer station manager here, and I'm trying to maximize my time, because we're gonna have a
I
7.
know it, but
I will, okay. We will just go out of order after I do public comment. Public comment, I'm gonna open up, I'm gonna start with, Chief.
I just wanted to say that,
Just identify this, please, Chief of Police, Chief Scoop.
I just wanted to say that a few months ago, we talked about sending Jason Patton to drug recognition expert school. He got accepted, so there'll be more details, but I believe he's gonna go sometime in August.
Okay, excellent.
And Ralph McClellan was involved in an incident in Ware last year, and the recognition committee in Ware, they are recognizing him and some other of their own offices and some other mutual aid partners for a life-saving award. sometime in August, I'll send you more information about that.
Thank you, good news,
That'll be his second life-saving award.
excellent. Okay, anything else? Okay, gentlemen, Leo?
Later.
Okay, public comments now closed, back to the board. Woody, come on up, please. Just to let you know, I got we got copies of the quotes for the truck.
Yes,
Thumbs up from me, I have no issues.
there is one change to it.
Okay,
Um,
just don't say it's money.
well, there's money,
Okay, go ahead.
but it's, what we talked about before. You guys said to spec out a basic truck, which is done.
Yeah,
If there was any add-ons that had to come out of my budget. So where I'm coming with this is, I had quite a bit of savings on my tires that I just bought.
yeah,
So I like to put 600 of that, cause we deleted out the heated mirrors in the truck
yeah.
and put the heated mirrors on the truck.
I think that's, I have no issue with it, gentlemen.
No, it's probably discounted off that, that's probably the list price, 600, right?
Yeah, he said, when I talked to Paul, the salesman, he said 600.
Oh, we did.
He
Okay.
goes, and you're gonna keep the truck, what, 10 years? I said, probably. He goes, that's $60 a year, or $5 a month.
10 years, 20 years in this town.
You seen the salt?
And I saw you also the plow per package.
Yes.
Which is great, so that we just, towards the end of the year, you're gonna look at
Yes.
options of buying the blade for it.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a basic work truck. There's no thrills except for standard.
What about the Sirius radio you wanted?
Yeah. No, I don't listen to the radio.
I saw it was deleted.
Just for the public information, it's a 2500 truck, but it does have the rubber floor mats, the vinyl seats. It's a basic work truck.
And,
No real frills.
and just the government price, which is a state negotiated price, is approximately 1/3 off the recommended list price for sale.
There is a couple things there. It actually is gonna have cloth seats in it. It's the same price. He said, would you rather have vinyl or cloth? And I said, cloth.
Yeah.
There is I tried to buy a truck off the lot, so that you guys are aware of it. I did try to buy one off the lot, hoping a leftover or something.
Yeah.
The problem with that is it's about $2,000 to $3,000 more to buy one on the lot than to order this one. He said that doesn't make any sense, but there's dealer fees involved that the dealer has to pay when they buy trucks to put on their lot. This one, they don't have to pay the fees on it, that's why we get it at the pricing that we
Is it
get.
in stock?
Oh, it's gonna be, basically what has to happen, the truck's gonna be a 2019. The pricing went up, at least that scares you, but, and then I'll tell you how it goes. The pricing went up on the trucks. The 2019s, he said they'll start building sometime around the end of July. We should see it September, October-ish, in that ballpark. And basically what happens, because the state of New Hampshire hasn't, put their contracts out to bid, the pricing, the truck, even though it's an increase, it'll be 2018 pricing on a 2019 truck.
Okay, excellent. I think, what we need through you, from the dealer, is an invoice, and so we can have a check cut at appropriate time.
Yeah, I'll have to work the transfer from the trust funds, and that's not an issue on my end. I need that, as long as I have an invoice, that the
Right.
contract is signed
Yeah,
and.
I just needed to get the go-ahead from you guys. He's waiting for a call
No,
from
I
me.
appreciate you bringing in, going through it with us.
He's waiting for a phone call from us. I met with him last week and we've had several phone conversations in the
And
meantime.
this way, if we get questions from the public and the town people, we can
Right.
answer them, because we've read through the specs.
And
Now, the thing is, I'm hoping that some of the residual dollars you get from the old vehicle this fall can help maybe offset the price of the blade.
right, in case you're interested, I circled the color. It will be silver ice metallic. It would, any colors you want, some of them, there are charges for them, blues are a charge, anything that's not checked off is a charged color.
Okay.
So basically you have these colors that aren't charged colors. Green is a $600 increase, and they have to make so many trucks. I didn't wanna go with white again, but I wanted to stay kind of a bright color, so I chose that color there. Just so you know, cause this doesn't say on the sheet, and it's not gonna matter price-wise either way.
Okay. Questions, gentlemen?
I'm fine with the color. I was thinking we should stick with green, but we don't think we should pay $600.
And you have to wait till the factory's gonna build 6 green trucks.
Gotcha. Okay, I say you have consensus to go approval from the board to go ahead, get the contract signed,
Okay, I'll get-
and work with Lean for the particulars on getting the money
Yep.
via the invoice.
I'll get in contact with,
So,
swing by the office
Do
tomorrow.
they want a deposit up front, or
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, never.
never, okay, they trust us, that's
We're
good.
not going anywhere, so.
Okay, that's true. Okay, the other item is, I understand that we're in a hiring action again, looking at a few replacements. Bob
Yes.
is gonna be leading that action with you.
Okay, yeah, we're in a situation where we're back to 4 on Saturdays
Gotcha.
again.
Gotcha,
And
okay,
in order to keep up with trying to give guys time off,
okay.
what,
Dumb question, I asked this before.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I know you said high school students cannot work at all down there, or can they do their front? like
it's
that?
tough because, when I talk to the Department of Labor, they have to be 50 feet from machinery.
Oh, 50 is a distance,
And you
okay,
can't get 50 feet in the building
unless you move it outside.
unless we move them outside.
I know.
That's the last one I talked to them. It's been a couple years, so something changed, I
Okay.
don't know.
For the record, we have a copy of, your, Scott Baker's issues, we're all set with that, we all saw that, so.
And
That'll go to
On
Scott.
for the note there, things have been improving,
Okay,
so
just
just,
leave it at that?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. The only other thing I had is, on your, on timesheet, we have an employee who had 14 hours this week.
Mhm.
Gotta limit our time to, your regular 10-hour day,
yeah, there's some problems, cause I had a truck come at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, I think by exception, that'd be,
Right, I try
Okay,
to stick,
okay.
and there's, actually this Wednesday, it's 12 hours this Wednesday, I believe.
Okay, but any comment on that, gentlemen? It's just that, I'm worried about, if anything, safety. When you start working more than 10 hours, it just becomes more of a safety issue, not for you guys, with the employee working.
Right, some of these places you can only get in, like, when, this past Wednesday, I hauled a load of glass through Melinda. There's only certain days you can get into places that don't.
Okay,
And to get there and dump, so I can be at the transfer when the staff arrives.
I would just say, if there is an exception, just make a note on that, so we at least want
Okay,
to,
I
want
can
to
do
question
that.
it, just,
Yep.
and that way, the town administrator can be aware of
Yep.
that too. But it's more of a safety concern than anything else. Okay, transfer station, anything that we should know about?
I spoke with the chief last week, we noticed, we had somebody shot a window at the transfer station, one of the overhead garage doors, looks like a BB shot.
From inside or outside?
Outside.
Okay.
One window, one shot.
Now, from exterior, from when I say exterior, not from the compound per se.
I would say from there, cause it's all woods around, you'd have to actually physically go down there. So
Okay.
why one window, I have no idea.
Okay.
Don't know when it happened,
Single pane glass?
yes, single pane,
Okay.
but it hasn't spidered out, but we will have to replace it at some point,
Understood.
cause there's a
Okay.
hole in it.
Okay.
Other than that, I promised you guys a sample of that glass.
Yes, and the thing is, they were looking at me like I had green eggs and ham.
I thought you brought dessert.
I have a question for you. You're closed on Wednesday.
Yes.
You
No.
know,
Oh, this Wednesday.
4th of July.
Oh, yeah, yes.
And you know how I'm inundated to get on Saturday, so have you made allowances to have extra
I have,
help?
one extra guy coming in, that's what I could rustle up,
Okay.
because I have to, take another guy for the fall for 2 Saturdays after that. One guy's asked for time off, he's asked in advance, so I'm kinda doing a
You
rock
don't
and a
have
hard
the
spot.
you really don't have the manpower?
So I think we'll be okay, you know, the worst thing is, worst case scenario, it'll trickle into Tuesday, and we'll just work a little more on Tuesday, and it'll trickle into Wednesday.
It's just when they're receiving the stuff, you
Yeah.
notice how high it piles up, and one time when I was out there campaigning,
Yep.
I noticed that never went down, you know, they were busy that whole day, and it always happens after a holiday.
Yep,
when
our
they
plan
get a
is,
day off.
we'll set up some boxes, and, you know, if we can't get the bags in as fast as we, you know, deal them as fast as they're coming in, we'll just start loading them in boxes and push them off to the side, and when we have time, we'll start working back on the boxes. We've had to do that before.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get through it. The guys are gonna put in, I talked with Lena about it, we are gonna work along Tuesday, so that the crew can have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off and come back Saturday. It was either that, or they were gonna have to come in either Thursday or Friday to work, and I gave them the option, said, what would you like to do? I don't think we'll be there past 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's just to get cleaned up and ready for Saturday, and they seem to be very appreciative of having 3 days off in a row and not having to have a day off, come back, have a day off, come back, so. Trying to give them a little something.
Yeah,
And these, in case you're, this is some DOT specs and then some DES information
On this stuff.
regarding that.
Now, the thing is, you could transport this back on your vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
how is it coming, hopper?
Well, it's just like gravel.
No, how would you transfer it back?
Right now, roll off. You can dump a load, you can bring a load back. I just have to give them heads up, and they'll
Free
make,
of charge?
that's what I'm working, it's supposed to be free of charge is what they're telling me. They told me if I haul out of Hopkinton, like say you wanted a bunch of it here for a project. Supposedly Hopkinton's gonna charge us a loader operator charge, but I've asked for 2 weeks now, I still haven't gotten an answer on what the cost is, it might be nothing. I have no idea, it's still trying to get those parts worked out.
Thank you for looking at that, and
Yep.
I'm gonna talk to the road agent about that, he may be in tonight, we would like to keep this and so you can see this too.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, this is for you,
Oh, perfect.
That's that slip from today.
Okay.
Okay, and you got your tires for your skid steer, sounds good.
yes, they'll either be here Tuesday, or the following, the plan is they'll be here Tuesday. Or if not, it'll be the following Tuesday, because of holidays and all that stuff.
Will they put them on for us?
It's easy to put on.
Okay, good.
Yep,
Okay, sounds good, thank you, Lee.
okay.
Have a great evening, thank you for coming in. All right, we got 10 more minutes before we go non-public, so I'm gonna talk over a few more things. We asked last week, 2 weeks ago for an confirmation on the quotes. This is for the electrical,
For the alarm
for
system.
the fire alarm system, and the fire alarm system, these are good quotes now. And so this should go into the hopper of the work, we have to get a printout probably next time, Lean, of what money we have left.
She's talking about the highway garage.
Building maintenance printout?
Correct. We have to, now that we have the painting behind us, we have to prioritize some of the items and come up with a spending plan for the rest of the year.
Well, we're on the highway garage, Jeff had, approached from an additional painter to give a bid.
Okay?
I told him it was good to get another bid, so, hopefully we'll start seeing those come in.
Great. Okay. Pass that on.
Now, I had asked Jeff about that quote there, and because he wasn't aware of it, it seemed, much more expensive than our other alarm systems. But he said to check with John Wigan because it's tied to the fire department, just to verify it, so I don't know if John has a copy of that, or if we could,
Just maybe coordinate with him, ask him for comments on those quotes.
Oh,
just to send it to him, cause it's more than a standard alarm, but I don't have any way to judge if it's high or low.
oh, so you're looking for a cost?
No,
input Or
just,
Yeah,
a product input?
no, more cost input to see if it sounds like it's reasonable.
reasonable.
Because our other alarms we bought for the different departments were much cheaper than that one, because they weren't tied into the police department.
Well, they all have support,
They do.
yes, but this here is a heat sensor, the others are alarm, motion.
So maybe we could check with John, just to see if it looks reasonable to him, cause they have no idea to
Sanity
judge
check.
that.
Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna ask you to make a motion on this one. We have just a nomination tonight for the Recreation Commission.
Okay, I'll make a motion, to accept Laura St. Pierre on the Recreation Commission, and her term is ending on March 31st, 2019.
Second.
Any discussion on this at all? I don't know this person. Does, the chair recommend this person? Does anyone know?
Linda's not here, typically Linda will only generate one of those slips if the chairperson's contacted her.
Okay,
I think we
So,
should-
all in favor? Aye. See if you were still with me now.
yeah, I was gonna keep you on your
Keep me
toes.
on my toes, that's for sure. Okay, this is a non-action item for tonight, but I think it's, there's a class action suit, being, a municipality in Kansas, affecting, many municipalities across the country, but there was some money that the federal government was supposed to, pay us in 2015, 16, and 17, in regards to their floodplain area, and we were underpaid in those years, hence a class action suit. Lean went ahead and reached out to Hopkinton, to the gentleman, our point of contact over her counterpart, because they're heavily vested in this type of money, much more than we are.
Yeah.
And so he's reviewing it, and he'll give us input from Hopkinton, so, and we can make a decision of which way we wanna go. We have to September to opt in or opt out of this class action. And I'd like to see what Hopkinton has to say, because they have a vested interest there.
They were very active in starting the letters, getting the different communities that were affected by the flood control, and then giving advice that we had our attorney review. So it worked out well. One person was doing all the heavy, and then he provided all the information for the other communities. And,
So I'd like to just to hold this until we get a feedback from him and then bring it back to the, as an agenda item.
Yep.
Okay, Dave, this is just, we got an information letter from, this is about a question about a road modification. You wanna talk a little bit about that?
Yep, just to keep it brief, I sat in for Mike at the planning board meeting last Wednesday. And, at that planning board meeting, the Rileys had brought up an issue they had with, the ledge on the side of their lot. They got approval to build on County Road. And there was a requirement to bring the ledge down on the edge of the road to the ground level. In their approval, it didn't state ground level. And, they were questioning the height, because DOT has some other regulations. She came in, didn't really wanna talk about it that night, although there was some discussion back and forth. But she asked the town to read through the letter and maybe respond back to her. I think the planning board made it fairly clear that they wouldn't respond unless she came back to modify her application. And as a selectman's representative, I told her that generally the select board's office relies on the road agent's decisions. And we try and let his department, work on its own and try not to interfere with that. Just to give her some guidance from our board, stating that basically she should work it out with him. And that's kind of where we left it for tonight.
Okay, thank you, Dave, thanks for filling in for me. Okay, Bob, you wanna talk about this? This is an NHMA.
Can we postpone that one?
Okay, it's gonna be lengthy?
Well, it's actually trying to get members from the communities involved in some of the legislative efforts,
Okay.
as well as other things too.
Okay, I also have, move on to another subject, this is take home, this is just a building department update. This is, so you can read that at your leisure, but it keeps you abreast of what's going on in the building department. It's just, it's all.
Update on the school as well.
Correct.
Okay, great.
There's nothing hot, jumped out at me when I first scanned that. Okay, I think this may be a good time to, we still got a few more minutes, so.
Mike, do we wanna do a public one more time?
I can, since people are here right now, and after the non-public, that might be a value added idea.
Some people might not still be here after the non-public.
Okay, we're gonna go into non-public to discuss a couple of issues, then we'll come back out of non-public, but, sorry, Leo.
It could get to be a lengthy discussion, and you said you might have had something, so I figured we'd
I do have some.
try and open.
So the thing is, we're gonna open up for a public comment now, so you all don't have to stay around outside while we're discussing stuff later on. So I'm gonna open up to the public, I'll start with Leo, go ahead.
Okay, couple of things with, has anybody been thinking about that town pound?
I have every time I go by it.
Yeah, I have too, it looks pretty bad now, you can really see that, So anyways.
It's overgrown.
just-
I had thought about it, but hadn't had time to do anything lately.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, I'm not expecting you guys to just do something, but to come up
No,
with a plan or something.
Again, one of the things that our office, town office did is try to go back and see if there were any we have any legal standing as far as the maintenance of that issue. And right now, we got a big goose egg.
I wonder if I can check with the NHMA for their legal opinion on that.
Okay.
How do we manage
Yeah,
the
well,
four walls and what's,
Some of the stuff is not.
yeah, right, you have the right to the interior at least.
Correct.
So, and then the other question was, I'm just curious, because I'm wondering what's gonna happen while I'm gone, so. How's that town hall attic coming?
I think we talked about it a couple of meetings back when you weren't here. Bowen Corp, the company
Yeah, right.
that's doing the school,
Mhm.
has told us that they will provide us with a bid on it. They were a little busy getting off the ground with the school.
Right.
I think it's time to approach them again. I've been thinking about this week as well. Cohen Steel said that they would reprice the steel for them. And, Jeff Trexler, again, was real busy, but he's gonna look at
Right,
wood alternatives in
Yeah,
that
right.
structure, but
okay.
you're right, a little time has lapsed now, and I've been thinking about it this
Yeah,
week
no,
as well.
Yeah, I'm aware of all of that, I was just wondering if it.
Nothing yet.
Okay.
So we're hoping to have it done before fall, but I think it is gonna be much later in the season than I expected, only because everybody is so crazy everywhere in town.
Yeah, all right, just wanted to know what the update is.
You'll probably be back.
I'll be back when it's still be, yeah.
Okay, that's all I got, thanks.
Sir. Yep,
I'm good.
okay, chief, Woody? And who's on the end?
Brett.
Oh, Brett. Okay, I'm gonna close public comment and bring it back to the board, and I make a motion, we go into non-public for RSA 91-alpha:3, Roman numeral 2, delta, request of the board of selectmen.
Second,
Kaminsky, yes,
No, Jess.
Martel, yes.
Mike, did you say
Now
D?
the time.
D, I said D.
Okay.